Hey everyone, how's it going? In this video, I'm going to walk you through a roast of cold emails that I have received in my inbox. Now, the reason that I've done this is that when people are writing cold emails, they typically are in a selfish mindset, as in they're selfish for themselves. So they are looking at a cold email as this is the only cold email that has ever been written in history. And most people write it in that mindset, okay? But this is not true. When you're sending cold emails, you are competing with thousands and thousands of other businesses across the planet. Okay, so having a good understanding of what makes a good cold email versus what doesn't make a good cold email is going to help you write better cold emails, which overall improves your result and improves the market as well as a side effect. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to roast some terrible cold emails that I've got. I'm going to tell you why they're terrible, what's wrong about them, and how I would fix them. Okay, so this is an exercise in looking at what's bad so we can then change and make things good. Okay, let's start. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be giving you an almost roast of cold emails. So see this as like the roast of cold emails. Okay, so I'm looking at real cold emails that landed in my spam folder, and I'm going to be giving you my real analysis on them. Now, the reason that this is so important is that when you're writing cold emails, it's very easy to get stuck in the mindset that you are the only person in the world writing cold emails. Okay, it's very easy to be just self-centered. Everyone does it. I do it all the time. So it's good to step out of that mode and realize that you're in a heavily competitive environment, and then you're competing against thousands of other people. So when you know you're in that mindset, you write better cold emails. Okay, and a good way to do that is to look at the cold emails you're getting and look at what's good about them, look at what's bad about them, and then make analysis based upon that. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through that during this video. Okay, so let me just move through this. Where are we? Okay, so as I mentioned here, a lesson in cold email. Before you send, always check your spam folder. Okay, so if you get a really great insight, this is my spam folder. I believe that this was taken from some time in, there you go, so June the 12th. I would have taken that, and you can see here there's a number of different emails that I have been sent. Okay, so this is just a flat screenshot of my spam folder, and these are all cold emails that I've been sent. Okay, over the past. So from there, it was about a month, almost a month. Okay, so you can see loads of cold emails landing in my spam folder. Now, you don't want to land in the spam folder. This is bad. Okay, but we teach you in the program how to avoid the spam folder through full deliverability checklist and through everything else. Okay, but this is purely looking at these emails. So the first thing that we want to do is to do an analysis, what we can see straight away. Okay, because remember, when you're landing in someone's inbox, you are just an email, okay? You're just an email like this, and your whole job is to grab attention, okay? So if you can grab attention with your subject line, then you're going to beat everyone else, okay? So the first thing that we did was I took a look at this and I highlighted all of the emails that sort of grabbed my attention and then emails that didn't grab my attention. So you can see the red is bad and the green is good, or it just grabbed my attention. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Okay. So you can see, let's just move down these emails one by one. You can see we are Catalyst Agency, video content creators. So a big problem here, and a big problem with a lot of people that run cold emails, is they talk about themselves too much, okay? And they don't tap into the selfishness of the prospect. But we cover this a lot in the program, and I'm just going to cover it very slightly today. People are very selfish. You're selfish. I'm selfish. Everyone's selfish. This is a biological tendency, okay? We are all selfish. Okay, and you have to be to survive in the world. Now, you have to, as a business owner, be able to tap into other people's selfishness, and you can do that by being empathetic to their situation. You can tell that this person here, Chris Ashworth, is not empathetic and has not tapped into my selfishness. Okay, we are Catalyst Agency, video content creators. Who the hell cares about that? Okay, moving down. This one here, the reason I highlighted this as green is because it was quite timely. So in the UK, we had a prime ministerial debate before the election. So this is pre-election. And this was sent, I believe, maybe the day after that happened. So you can see that we've got a very topical cold email here. The problem with that is that it's not really easy to automate. You would have to get it set up, perfectly timed to get the debate. If you then sent that to someone who was American, then that wouldn't be relevant unless you timed it with their presidential debates. But again, this caught my attention, so that's the reason that I highlighted it green. I wanted to give it the props that it gets. Okay, moving down. unorthodox accountant. This actually caught my attention as well. It's a bit weird. Also notice that it's uncapitalized. I like that. It looks more natural. It looks like you just wrote it on your phone. Moving down, advertising and marketing industry 2024. Oh my God, who cares? It is the most generic thing I've ever seen in my life. Boring. Advanced client inquiry. This instantly tells me that this is going to be a cold email. Bad. Don't like it at all. Moving down, this one here actually has no subject line. So I wouldn't say that this is a good cold email. The reason I highlight it is it just grabs my attention, okay? Because it's bad. Because it's a bad email, it grabs my attention, okay? Moving down, Tom, free sample file for advanced client. Free sample file of what? I don't really want a free sample file. Leave me alone. Moving down, how does advanced client grow organically? You can tell that they're just plugging their business right here. It just looks crap. I don't like. Here's a video I created for you, Tom. Now, this does grab my attention straight away. I am actually curious. What's this video? Why have you created it for me? Why have you sent it for me? You can tell that they've put some effort into here. So shout out to Lawrence. That's good. It's a shame that you landed in the spam folder because I might have actually looked and watched that. Move down here, probably the worst one in the entire inbox. RE Tom, boost your agency's lead generation efforts with B2B database for advanced. And then it doesn't even finish because it's too long. So this is really bad. One, you don't need to give me your entire email within the subject line. The subject line exists as a method to get me to click on your email, okay? You do not need to tell me your entire email within this, okay? Also notice some of the letters are all capitalized, some of them aren't capitalized. It just looks terrible. I don't like this at all, okay? Now, the next thing you have to consider is the preview line. So some people send subject preview lines, some people just leave them blank, and that's where you get this, which is the body of the email. So this is prime real estate that you have in somebody's inbox. So don't waste it. So for example here, with this one here with Chris Ashworth, we've got, hi Tom, how are you? I hope you are well. This is all fluff. I don't care about this. You have the subject line, the preview line to grab my attention with something interesting. Okay, this is what you have to do. So this is not interesting. I don't care. Also, platitudes and cold emails, pointless. You do not need to send platitudes and cold emails. You need to get to the point and respect people's time. Okay, again here, good morning, Tom, pointless. Hello, Tom, thinking about getting a new accountant? Not particularly. For offers like this with accountancy, where people actively have to really search for them, or people sort of get an accountant and they stay with their accountant for years at a time or life, you need to come up with an angle to grab my attention. So, have you heard about the new tax code, or are you aware of this new tax code, or are you exposed to this new tax code? Okay, again, you're triggering a pain point there that could potentially be scary for me, that would get me to open it and be interested in what you have to say. Hi Tom, hope you find this well. Platitude. I'm following up. Boring. Platitude. Reaching out since we help ads/SEO agencies. Well, I'm not an ads or an SEO agency, so that's just bad targeting. So again, I'm never going to open that. Platitude, just bumping this email up. Appreciate you may be busy. These are all platitudes, okay? So this is a good exercise. So go into your spam box like after this video and take a look at this, because it's super, super important. So let's break these emails down one by one. And what I've done here is I've inserted the email as a desktop view and then a mobile view. Now, this is really important because most people read their emails via their mobile phone, okay? So having it by a mobile phone and sort of formatting it for mobile phone is going to really, really help you out, okay? So this one here is the Tom, did you see the debate one, which I thought was a decent subject line. We have a pretty poor opener here. Good morning, Tom. Just stick to hi or hey, maybe hello. Honestly, I would just stick to hi or hey. And then let's read it. So, no, not that one. The debate about the best tech support. What does advanced clients go to when shit hits the fan? Let's see if we can do better. Okay. I don't know. It can be a bit confusing if I hadn't seen the debate. If I didn't care about politics or whatever, then this may just be confusing and you might miss out on people. Okay. Also, the use of an emoji here, it's a bit crass depending on who you're messaging. If you're messaging an older audience, they probably won't appreciate that very much. And also, if you're sending emojis, if someone's using an old Android phone or whatever, then it may not propagate properly, and then you're just left with this weird space here. Okay, let's see if we can do it better. At Ticket, we offer cutting edge. So here we're talking about ourselves. We can lower your tech costs. Interested, and then here a hard call to action. So some problems here. This one's confusing. We've got an emoji here talking about yourself.
asking for a call, with a hard call to action here, asking for a quick 15-minute chat. And then we've put a link in here as well. So the reason that this landed in the spam box is because I believe this link right here. I'm not sure of what they're doing in the back end. I'm not sure if they've warmed up properly, if they have the correct DNS settings in place. But right here, you can see this link right here. So this is probably the reason that it's landing in spam. We always recommend that you do not at all send links through cold emails, because you will land in spam. Spam filters will pick it up. It looks dodgy. It looks scary to the email service providers. So don't do it. Okay. So overall, this is an okay email. It's definitely, it's definitely on the way to being able to be improved. Not a bad subject line. You can see that they have the good idea of how cold email works. They just need some refinement and they will land in the inbox. So I'll give this one a sort of 4 out of 10. Okay. Moving on. This one here, we are Catalyst Agencies. Remember, I roasted this subject line. Let's see if I can zoom in a wee bit. I don't think so, so I hope you can see this okay. It might be worth taking a look at the mobile one. So the first thing that we're going to look at here is the mobile, okay? So notice here that the entire email is not within this screen right here. So we call this in marketing being above the fold. So where this comes from is newspapers in the past used to be folded, or they still are when you sell them on the street. If anyone's ever bought a newspaper in the past 10 years. But the reason it's called above the fold is because they try and get important attention-grabbing information above that fold, because that's the first thing that people see, or it's what they see when they're looking to buy a different newspaper. Okay, so all newspapers are having that competition about what's above the fold. So this is the same on websites. It's the same on all sorts of things within marketing, within emails, within sort of transactional emails, within marketing emails, and especially within cold emails as well. So we can see here, even if this spam message here was removed, this email would not be above the fold. We'd have to scroll down. So this is not good. People are less likely to scroll. You're increasing the friction of these emails themselves, which is just bad. Okay, this is poor. Now, the next thing that we want to look at is, hey, I hope you're well. This entire first paragraph is about that person, okay? So they clearly do not understand the concept of selfishness within cold emails, okay? I honestly do not, and please, forgive me for my language here, I do not give a fuck about Chris at all, okay? I don't give a fuck about Chris or his business, where he's from, based in Yorkshire. Who gives a monkeys when he started? Nobody cares, okay? What he should have done is just started with this line right here. Have you considered using video, okay? That is at least a question that might potentially grab my attention, okay? It's a bit weak. Have you considered using video? Because clearly I have across this video right here and all my other ones. But as we can see here, bad start to this email. Okay, so we've got a bad start to this email. Also, we're using rich text here by making this bold. We don't recommend doing it. What's next? So the use of video content on social, in emails, on website, blah, 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 blah. So again, we're just giving boring facts here that nobody particularly cares about. Right here, blah, 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 blah. So again, we're not talking about anything to do with me, anything about my pain points, why I would be interested in what you have to offer. And then even giving me an offer as well. You're just telling me about yourself, asking me one question, blabbing on about video, and then giving me bullet points of what you guys have to do, okay? And then at the bottom, asking for a hard call to action. This is a really, really poor cold email. Now, moving down, you can see here as well, we're also sending a HTML signature, which hasn't propagated because it's landed in spam. It's just really, 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 really poor. Not a good cold email though. I'm honestly thinking about giving this a 0 out of 10. This is an example of a very, very poor cold email. So if you're thinking about doing cold email, do not cold email like Chris Ashworth, okay? And Chris, if you're watching this, give me a message and we'll sort out your cold emails for you. Okay, next up, unorthodox accountant. So I told you that I quite like this subject line, okay? But again, if you notice here, I've had to scroll down to get this entire email within the mobile frame. So not that great, okay? But if we look here, we've got, hello, Tom, thinking about getting a new accountant. So at least we have a question. If so, have you thought about using a business growth and profit accountant? Now, I can see what they're doing here. They're giving me a unique mechanism, but the problem is that they haven't given me a specific problem strong enough to justify the use of their unique mechanism, okay? Having a new accountant is not strong enough of a pain point to get a business growth and profit accountant, okay? Maybe something like avoiding the brand new tax code or whatever that's going to screw my business over if I don't utilize it is a good justification for your unique mechanism right here. So at least we have a question to start off. The reason I ask is that we are a distinct type of accounting firm, specifically help digital marketing and advertising agencies improve their cash flow, blah, 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 blah. Boring, boring, boring. What I would have done is included a quick case study here that's relevant. So maybe something like, we recently helped an agency similar to yours save X% or X number on their taxes in 2023 by implementing our business growth and profit accountancy system or something like that for their business. Okay, so again, it's not terrible, not a terrible cold email. And then again, we've got a soft call to action down the bottom, so that's props for that. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. Okay, so it's not great, but it's not the worst. And again, it's very small tweaks that you could take to make this a lot better. Now, it did land in spam, so they're probably doing something wrong in the back end. There's probably something within here which is triggering the spam filter. It could be like pay less tax, profits, business growth, profit. There's probably some words in here that are triggering it, and they probably haven't set up their back end properly. So we got to watch out for that. But the actual cold email copy is, a few tweaks away from being semi-passable. It needs to be smaller because of the above the fold thing that we mentioned earlier with the mobile there. Moving on. What do we got? Advanced client inquiry. So I'm going to leave this just on the screen for 1 second, and I want you to think, why do you think that this email landed in spam? Okay, I'm going to give you 1 second for it. Okay, let me tell you. It's because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 links within a cold email. This is so terrible. We do not recommend sending links at all within cold emails, never mind 7 links. Okay, so the reason that this landed in spam, we've got 7 links in there. We've got this one here. You're linking your website 1, 2, 3, 4 times within it. You've got a link to your demo scheduler here. You've got a link to the demo scheduler 2 times within your email, and then the unsubscribe link down the bottom. This is terrible. This is the reason this landed in spam. I am giving this email a 0 out of 10. Okay, and again, we've got platitudes up here. I wanted to reach out one last time. Well, I didn't even know you've ever reached out to me because all your emails landed in spam. Boring, boring, boring. You're just talking about yourself and not talking about me. This email can honestly get in the bin. This is a really, really poor example of an email. Next. So we've got this one here. We've got ginormous email. Notice that I'm not actually able to them because it's so big. Look at this. This is just so bad. Dear Tom, I trust you are thriving. Great. Thank you for your trust in that I'm thriving. Also, it's capitalized T, random. Okay. I'm excited to offer you. Look at this email. Okay. The first thing that stands out to me is that it is just jam-packed with jargon. Okay. Startups, SMEs, NMCs, technologies, country names, industry, boring, boring, boring. I can see what they're trying to offer, but this is lazy. Okay. These people are offering me leads. So what they should have done is they should have established what kind of companies I target as a business. And you can do this using Clay. You can do this using a number of different sources. Okay. And then what they should have done or said, it would have been a much better offer because you could have shortened this down, is you could have said, hey, Tom, I noticed that you target X industry. I've put together a list of 1,000 free leads that I'd love to send over to you. Just say yes, or let me know if you'd like me to send them. And that's a much shorter, much better email that's much more likely to get a yes from me. Because 1, I don't need to read all this, and 2, I can scan it very quickly, get a quick idea of what you'd like from me, and then I can very, very low friction say yes. So I don't need to read through these and tell you what I'm looking for, because I don't know if you're going to respond. I don't know if you're ever going to reply back to me. I'm busy, and honestly, I just don't give a monkeys. So again, I'm giving this a very, very poor score. This is getting a 0 out of 10. Also, remember, we've got this really poor subject line up here that we covered earlier. It's too long. This is a crap email. Not good at all. Let's see if we have any more. I think that might be it for this video, but let's see. We might have one more after this. If I can get rid of this spotlight thing. There we go. What do we got? Okay, let me see if I got one more after this. All right, so this is the last one right here. Free sample file for advanced client. One thing I'm noticing right here is that this is a spam word. You don't want to be using free. That's not good at all. So I wouldn't include that. That's probably why it's landed in spam. And then again, you're asking me too many questions in here. You may fill out the details. Why would I do that? you're putting so much friction in place with these emails. Okay, an email should be responded to with a yes or a no. Okay, that's all you should be looking for. Okay, a yes or a no. That is it. Okay, so you may fill in the details. Why would I want to fill in this? Why would I want to do this? Because I don't know if you're ever going to respond to me. It shows me that you've not done any research. It's lazy. It's poor. I'm getting a lot of these free sample files, probably because we work in lead generation and cold email. So they're probably targeting me because of that. If you're targeting me with this, do better. Okay. I want to see some better emails in my inbox. In fact, don't email me, but if you do, make sure they're better. Make sure they land in my inbox, and make sure you're giving me a good offer that makes me want to respond. Because if you're going to land in my spam folder, okay, and then give me a crap offer with inside it, then I am never ever going to respond to it, and I'm not going to save you from spam either. Okay, so be careful when cold emailing me. But this is a very poor email. Again, another 0 out of 10. These are super poor cold emails. Okay, so we've completed the roast there. You can see this is a really useful technique at looking at what's good, what's bad, and then also applying your cold email knowledge on cold emails as well. So everything that you've learned from the free resources we've sent over, from your own knowledge, it's really good to sort of run through that in a sort of real life situation and say, why has this email landed in my spam? Oh, well, let's see, because we've got spam words here, we've got bullet points, we've got rich text right here. They probably haven't set this up properly. We've got a .info domain over here. There's probably something else terrible about this email as well that's happened. Then the actual copy and the offer is very poor. So even if this did land in my inbox, I probably would have marked it as spam anyways because it's not relevant. Okay, so if you're curious, you can book in a call with us to find out more about how we can help you guys with cold email. We have a full program with over 50 modules and 9 hours of content, plus one-on-one private consultation with myself and co-founder Louis through a private channel in Slack. It's no group calls or channels within a Discord or any crap like that. You get a private channel within Slack. You get 50 plus video modules. You get 9 hours of content that teaches you to be the best outbound marketer on the market. If you're curious about this and you want to book in a call, there will be a link at the bottom of this doc that you can go through and you can book in a call. If not, that's absolutely fine. Take everything you learn from this and apply it to your own business. See you in the next one.
Hey everyone, how's it going? In this video, I'm going to walk you through a roast of cold emails that I have received in my inbox. Now, the reason that I've done this is that when people are writing cold emails, they typically are in a selfish mindset, as in they're selfish for themselves. So they are looking at a cold email as this is the only cold email that has ever been written in history. And most people write it in that mindset, okay? But this is not true. When you're sending cold emails, you are competing with thousands and thousands of other businesses across the planet. Okay, so having a good understanding of what makes a good cold email versus what doesn't make a good cold email is going to help you write better cold emails, which overall improves your result and improves the market as well as a side effect. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to roast some terrible cold emails that I've got. I'm going to tell you why they're terrible, what's wrong about them, and how I would fix them. Okay, so this is an exercise in looking at what's bad so we can then change and make things good. Okay, let's dive in.